Hey guys, yeah, I've seen a lot of videos about unboxing and specs about laptops, but there's not many videos about, I guess, about using uh, their laptop for about a year or 2 years or so. And because I've had so many problems with my UX500, sorry, not UX, NX500, I just wanted everyone to know everything that I've experienced with this, so maybe it'll help you on your next purchase or not purchasing a product from Asus. So let me begin. So before I talk about the NX500, let me talk about 2 years ago when I bought my UX51. Now, when I got the UX51, I was extremely, really satisfied with this product. I loved a lot of things. The 8 second, 9 seconds opening up. It was really light compared to my old gaming computer, and which was also an Asus. It was I forgot. It's like the stealth looking computer. Anyhow, when I got this, there was a few things that I really just didn't like about it, and so the first thing was the hard drive space. This one was about 256, and it was not enough for me. I do a lot of gaming, a lot of programming, and not programming, but like I have a lot of programs like Adobe, Photoshop. Anyhow, so that was my first problem. So I wanted to get something higher. The second thing was my resolution. I saw a lot of forums that talk about resolution problems with their UX51. But I didn't really have that much problem until I wanted an additional monitor. When I did get the additional monitor, it was just, I have a 27-inch monitor at the office, and it looked completely huge, and I couldn't make it any smaller. And so that was the second problem. Third was it heats up. If the fan goes off and it's pretty loud. And so I was really looking for something that was a little bit better than that. So 1 year later, I spent about 1,600 to 1,800 on this computer. So when the NX5 came out, I was really happy. So let's now talk about the NX500. I have to say it's pretty crap. Literally, I spent about $2,700 on this, and it's only been about a year that I had this, and I had the NX51 over here for about 2 years. Okay, so let me start off with my biggest problem: the earphone. The earphone jack is crap. Really, I've never actually had a laptop like this that do this. But check this out. Here, I'm gonna play this music. And you see it is plugged in. Look, I'm pushing in. And it is crap. I literally need to edge it out, use my nails, find out a perfect spot where it's gonna put on the earphone. But you see, I just tap it a little bit, and sometimes I'm working and it just does this, as you could see, the music turns on and off at will. And I think this is the most annoying thing. For a $3,000 laptop, it should never do this. My UX51 never does this, and I've had at least 5 different laptops, and this never happens. So number one, most annoying thing about this is this crap right here. My second problem is I actually have, I like to just close this laptop, and I just close it like this and let it sleep. And with my UX51, I close it just like this, no problem, and then whatever, I put it in my bag or whatnot, and it's no problem. It's cool and stuff. But the weird thing about this laptop is that when I do close it, it actually never turns off. What I mean is, I'll turn it off and it seems like it's off. But what happens is, once I put it into a bag, once I put it in my laptop bag, I'm carrying it, or I'm going somewhere, and I'm taking it out, and it's extremely hot. And this happened very early, is that it just heats up, and it smelled like it was about to burn or something, and I was freaking out, but I guess it was okay. But every single time, if I have to take it and put it in my bag, I have to turn it off. I cannot just close it and walk away. So this is extremely annoying. Number 2. All right, now let's talk about how short of a time I had this. It's only about a year and I would say about 2 more months. And I gotta let you know about this keyboard. I mean, look at this. Look at my N. I mean, literally, it's rubbing off. And you see the other ones are like rubbing off as well. And the quality on this keyboard is extremely bad. I mean, if you look at my 2-year, I mean, look, flawless, no problem. There's no fading. Everything's great. And, you know, look at this. I mean, really, I even asked about this problem and they said, yeah, you could send it in, but yeah, you got to pay. I mean, for $3,000, it should last. This is a premium product. I mean, they consider this the premium of all laptops on Asus. And it's so crap. And I looked online and they have a UX501 and they're having the same type of keyboard as this one, you know? And I'm dumbfounded by this keyboard. I'm afraid that it's gonna have the same kind of qualities as my UX500. I mean, really, premium products. You pay $3,000. It should last. I've had laptops for about five years, and they don't fade this quick. I mean, literally, maybe after the 4th, 5th year, but come on, dude, it's been 1 year. And when I talked to customer service about this, which I'll talk about later in more details, and they said, I need to pay. So this is extremely annoying. So that's my, I guess it's at the 3rd. Now, but the problem is when I installed Windows 10, everything just went berserk. And what I started getting is an error, which was not from my NVIDIA, but basically it's from Intel's graphic. Basically the error was some like HD Intel graphic error, and I would get it probably about 5 times a day, and it was extremely annoying. It didn't matter what I was doing, if I was on the web, on Photoshop, or watching a video. It would just pause it a little bit and then pop up a message saying about, you know, Intel graphic video card error, some crap. They didn't update their drivers, and I also contact Intel directly, and they said that they provide them an OEM chip, and because of that, they can't really give me any drivers because Asus customizes it. So I actually really expected Asus to make sure that these drivers work for a premium laptop such as this, which they don't. And it's extremely annoying. So I don't want to reinstall everything, and you know, I mean, I might face the same problem again. So that is my other problem with this. Is the video card isn't really compatible with Windows 10. And if it is, it didn't work for me. Okay, and I've talked to Intel, I've talked to Asus, and they all just brush me away. Now let's talk about touchscreen. I mean, this is a touchscreen laptop, and you would expect that you could do a lot of things. But yeah, it does work. I mean, I could tap on here, I could drag things, but the problem sometimes occurs when there's like, let's say there's like a dust here and I want to wipe it off, and I wipe it off like this, and sometimes what happens is it leaves some sort of like dent in memory, and so that, I mean, it's not doing it now, but oh yes it is. Look, see, I can't even move it. But you could see this is like crap. I mean, really, look, really. You know, my phone, even cheap phones have better touch screen than this crap. So it's useless. You buy a touch screen laptop and you're expecting similar kind of qualities of your phone. And it is, I mean, if a phone is, let's say, a 10, this is literally about a 2 or 3. So I don't even use it as a touch screen. How terrible is that? How terrible, right? You buy something that has touchscreen and you don't use it. Crap, 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 crap. All right, now for next crap is this is a 4K monitor, and normally I'm like, wow, it looks great. I mean, look at the screen. It is very bright. But when I do a lot of design stuff, I need to actually look at a second monitor because it is so bright. It's kind of abnormally bright. I don't know what they were thinking. Is that it does pop out, but when you're trying to do things for work, like because I'm a designer, let me give you an example. Check out this photo. I mean, look how bright this is. It's like freaking like glowing. I mean, you can't, it's not, you can't see how red it is. It's kind of orangey here, maybe. I don't know. But if you look at the UX51, this is a lot more nicer. You know, it's the exact same picture. I mean, but this is extremely much more brighter. Really? I mean, seriously. By the way, this is my company I work at. Go check out the app if you're ever interested. There's an Android and an iOS version. Anyhow, continuing on. My last problem is customer service. I mean, customer service for both this one and this one, crap. I read forums about customer service being terrible, but I have to admit, it is pretty bad. Let me start off with my UX51. When I got this and Windows 10 came out, you know, there's a pop-up, it says, oh, I could upgrade it. So I did upgrade it, and when I did upgrade it, it had a lot of problems. And actually, it didn't have that much problems. It had some video problem, which was resolved through NVIDIA. But the big problem was a very small one, which was my touchpad. It wouldn't work. It couldn't shut down. If there's times when I'm playing games, I want to turn off this pad, and I couldn't. I mean, this one thing made me go back to Windows 7. Was it Windows 7 or Windows 8? Anyhow, but the point was, I talked to customer service, and they said, well, we said this isn't compatible, so why did you do it? And you know, it's this very small thing that they could do, and they didn't want to do it. And I actually did find a solution for it, and I had to look up a different version or something, and I installed the driver, and it did work. It did allow it to lock, but you know, the customer service never told me this. But I forgot what the second problem was. So I ended up have to go back from Windows 10 to Windows 8. And basically customer service says, you know what, when this computer came out, we weren't predicting Windows 10, but there's so many other computers that do predict that. Hard drives, you know, video cards, everything. And so when a company says, oh, sorry, we didn't expect it and we're not going to support it, I think it's a pretty lame answer. So now let's talk about the UX51 customer service. Okay, let me start off with basically the video card. As I mentioned before, I would get the Intel graphic crap, some error, and it did bother me, but you know, and they said, oh, why don't you try this, why don't you try this? And at the end, they just said, you must reformat your computer, go back to factory. Nice. Yeah, sure, lazy. You know, I think the second problem was the thing that I complained about was just, you know, my keypad. I mean, it was, I listed out a lot of other problems, but I was thinking the keypad. I mean, this is a premium product. They should just make sure it lasts at least 3 to 5 years. And it's 1 year. And look at this. And they just said, yeah, you got to send it in, but you have to pay. And then when I asked them multiple times how much it would cost, they wouldn't tell me. They just said, oh, you need to send it in and we'll evaluate how much the cost is. And why would I want to send it in without not knowing the cost? Come on, man. I mean, really? Asus, your products were decent. It was good. So, I mean, it got a lot worse with this. Really. and I paid half. I paid half for this, and I paid almost double. And you know what? They came out with a UX 501, and really, I'm worried that the UX 501 will have similar properties as this, such as a keyboard, as well as the heating. Anyhow, so that's my review. Basically, I've had this for 2 years. Okay, I'm okay with the price. I'm okay with the service. I had this for less than I had this a little bit over a year, and terrible. So anyone that's considering buying this type of computer, the NX500, or buying the UX501, I highly hope this video will help you. For me, I personally am more worried about Asus products because they were good and they just started getting worse and worse. I mean, most of my laptops were Asus because they're nice, they're light, they're pretty light, thin, comparable to the Mac Pro. But I really have to say, Mac Pro, cosmetically wise and support wise, does an extremely better job than what Asus does. Really, Asus, hope you're listening. Make some changes, because this is what customers want, you know. Anyhow, enough bitching. Hope you enjoyed my my review, and give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, or if you agree or you disagree.